Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Let's go ahead and test out in future Gohan some more. Probably will put out a tier list. Oh, actually, I guess if I'm going to say I'm going to put out the tier list in this video, then that means we got to put this video up before the tier list. I'm about to put this up to... Okay. I have been grinding heavy during this celebration. Oh, beautiful. I love our opening rotations. Future Gohan right away, and we got LR Vegeta and Trunks coming in, and Tech Trunks, you know, he can struggle in these fights, Tech Trunks, but we got him right away where he's got type advantage. That's really good for us. Okay, yeah, this is perfect. So we're going to have Vegeta and Trunks coming in hot on the next rotation. Oh my god, wait a minute. Did we just get, like, the best rotations ever? Yeah, we sure did. Because we do have double Carnival Kid Gohan on the next turn, but the thing about that is they're going to have type advantage. It's going to be the tech phase. I like this fight a lot, this Red Zone Cell Max fight. Maybe it's not really as relevant now with kind of like the design of the Dismal Future Red Zone, which, I mean, is essentially just a bunch of fights that are similar to this, right? Well, I am hoping that... I mean, do we think we're going to get 2 more stages for the Dismal Future Red Zone or 1? Because I don't know, like... I could see Fusion Zamasu and Infinite Zamasu being different fights. I could also see them being the same fight. I'm not really too sure, right? It's hard to say. Because it's like, you know, we got a Goku Black stage and we got a Zamasu stage. And the Zamasu stage is basically Zamasu and Goku Black, right? So, I mean, we'll kind of see how that goes. But I do hope when we're fighting Fusion Zamasu in the Dismal Future Red Zone, I'm hoping that Fusion Zamasu is going to be structured differently than kind of like the, you know, the Goku Black and the regular Zamasu fights and stuff like that. Okay. Cell Max not very aggressive today. So we could just do this, honestly. Now, remember, typically with Kid Gohan, you do want Kid Gohan, like, you pretty much never want to put him in slot 1. But we can get away with it here because we do have type advantage. I mean, I suppose we also could just dodge. Like, if Cell Max would drop a super on my Gohan right away, that's something we could do. No, we are going to eat it. Okay. One thing that's an issue with both this Kid Gohan and the AGL Carnival Goku right now is, especially as I mentioned, the Dismal Future Red Zone, the way it's designed to sort of, like, be just a very short fight at the start, and the enemies in there don't really attack very much. So, like, this Carnival Kid Gohan, who needs to get hit many times to build up his defense. Carnival Goku, who also needs to get hit many times to build up his defense. It's a struggle. I mean, that's one of the worst mechanics you could possibly have in this game, I think, is being hit in order to get you to a point where you could survive. It's pretty awful, right? Like, no one was too thrilled with Super Saiyan 4 Goku's transformation condition when we originally got it. Like, this guy needing to get hit, Goku... It's like the only characters that it like pretty much has never felt that bad on to me is Orange Piccolo and Gamma 1. But I think the difference with them is I don't know. I guess, I mean, Gamma 1 and Orange Piccolo, I mean, they do have to get hit pretty much the same amount of times as, like, Carnival Goku, right? It is like 5 right there, so Alright, so we got this rotation. Orange Piccolo, I mean, he's still... Damn, that boy's HP is high. Or, his defense is high, huh? Orange Piccolo? Okay. I mean, that's the thing about Future Gohan. Future Gohan slides in onto some of these teams, and he's a really helpful option, right? Because in base, he has 3 things that are very nice. He has the 50% support and 2 key to bond a Master Disciple. He has the 58% damage reduction if our HP falls below 70%. And then he also has the 50% chance to guard if Trunks is on rotation. Those are 3 things that are very special. Unfortunately, these days, it is very difficult to make a character like a god with just raw stats. I think a good example of it is Piccolo Jr. is, for the most part, a god from just raw stats, actually. He does have his giant transformation and his active, but, I mean, you don't... Like, Piccolo Jr. dominates pretty much every single fight. Like, I don't know, 98 times out of 100, he dominates the fight for me or something like that, right? But, like, not every single time he's dominating, he's using the giant form or his active. The active is very uncommon. Giant, I do see here and there in these tough fights. But it's just, Okay, so 21k damage right there for future Gohan. He wasn't guarding, so we failed the coin flip. And then obviously we're at, you know, we're full HP, so he didn't have his damage reduction either. Again, I mean, that's kind of the one thing. I mean, maybe I'm asking for too much, but I don't know. I was going to say it would be nice if his damage reduction was just base, but I mean, he does have it just base in Super Saiyan form. If we don't take a lot of damage on this turn, we are going to be able to... If we don't take a ton of damage on this turn, we'll be able to transform into Future Gohan next turn. I guess it's really not the biggest deal, though, because when we do transform into Super Saiyan Future Gohan, we do lose out on the support, right? Like, he becomes potentially more consistent defensively, but he does lose the support. The support, of course, will help make Vegeta and Trunks quite a bit better. I think we're probably best off just going like this. Yeah, I mean, because this will get us Gaze of Respect. The only thing that's an issue for our beloved SDR Piccolo right here is that it is, whatchamacallit, he doesn't have other movie hero characters on rotation. I mean, it's not like we're going up against, you know, Into Mega or something like that, but remember that this Piccolo gets extra damage reduction with movie hero characters. It's kind of the one thing with him. Like you run this guy in movie heroes, and you will notice he is quite a bit tankier. Because it's like he's going to have the damage reduction combined with guard, right? So he could just look a lot more effective. Like that, he does make a great pairing with Orange Piccolo, for example. That's why that Piccolo was just a, oh, nice super attack dodge. Thank you. We'll take that. We'll take that. That was assuredly double digits, but I'll take the super attack dodge anyway. That's why that STR Piccolo was just such a fantastic release. Just a money release. Like, they did just such a good job dropping him the way they did. Because, you know, he was set up to help out Orange Piccolo. Although, you know, Final Form Cooler did get a lot of help in that celebration last year, but I mean, we could be greedy. We always could have asked for more. They could have given us like a new Cooler's Armored Squadron unit or something like that, one that was actually good. You know, would have been A-okay. Like think of how good Amond and Raisin is. Imagine they would have given us that for Cooler last year. Like, that would have been sick. All right, so I'm actually not gonna use Kid Gohan's active right here, because I want to let Future Gohan cook. Should we just? Well, I mean, no, damn. So we'd have All in the Family up with Kid Gohan. Yeah, look at that. That's a huge difference in his tanking ability, because he also is going to be getting the 58% attack and defense on his super attack. Not a super attack effect, but his passive super attack effect. I don't know how I want to say it. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. We'll leave it just like this. So remember, we're not getting the juiced up support from Future Gohan here, but I mean, Vegeta and Trunks are still very good. Vegeta and Trunks are they're kind of teetering right now on, like, for a long time, people have been downplaying this unit. Literally, even last Worldwide, people were downplaying the hell out of them. I think that was mostly just because they weren't on Global, though. I think that's the only reason people were downplaying them during Worldwide last year. We thank the heavens. Never again. Very soon, we're completely caught up. Everything's the same. I am going to love that shit forever. But this character's been downplayed, right? Like, people talking about, oh, they're going to age out. They're not really that good. But, like, a really strong defensive character like that in slot 1 is always going to be valuable. But the structure of these newer Red Zone stages, it's just, it can be so difficult for them. They could take a lot of damage. Because, like, Vegeta and Trunks, if they're going to take huge damage, that really saps a lot of their value. I mean, depending upon your RNG, they could do good damage themselves. If you get their active skill, that, of course, is very strong, too. But it's like they can kind of be iffy right now. But the thing is, it's not a Vegeta and Trunks issue exclusively. All, like, these, like, strong defensive characters, guard characters, damage reduction characters, all get smoked. Gamma 1 gets smoked, all these characters, right? These new events are just hitting so hard. So it's just something to keep in mind. Wow, we did no damage to him. I guess we did have type disadvantage. That does feel good, though. We had a full type disadvantage team right there, and we took, like, no damage. All right, we will not be using Orange Piccolo. You know, he's a little, he's going to be a little bit overkill at this point. We're not going to need to pop that, but we can pop this. All right, and we should be able to wrap things up here just with our boy Goat Kalo. Should be able to finish this fight off. Yeah, so there we go. I mean, we kind of just are able to come in here very casually. I mean, some sort of build like this is going to be very effective in a lot of fights in the game, right? We would be able to win in a lot of places. Like this team, you know, could beat, you know, we could beat Red Zone Zamasu and stuff like that. Like, I would do more showcases with more characters against Red Zone Goku Black and Red Zone Zamasu and these characters, but, like, it's just, you know, we only have so many attempts per day, right? Like, I am hamstrung. Like, remember when the Omega fight came out, I had 35 showcases against Omega within a week, right? But here, it's a little bit tougher. And the other thing, too, that was really fun about the Omega event is because there was no limits, I was actually really able to repeatedly go in. So it's like, oh, a character completely dominated. Let's do one more run just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. Or, oh my god, a character got completely assed out. Well, let's hop back in and see if that was just bad luck, right? Like, that was great. I don't really have the ability to do that as much in some of these, you know, newer Red Zone stages because of the limits. And everyone hates the limits. I mean, I'm not going to defend them, but I understand why they do them. It's because they do, you know, again, this is a true example of artificial difficulty. Like the other fights, you know, Battlefield, Vegito Blue, and shit like that, people have called those artificial difficulty, like, type fights for years. It's wrong. The limits, the day limits, is actually artificial difficulty. They want the fight to seem harder, to be more stressful, because there's a limit on it. I mean, so it is a yin and a yang. I mean, certainly, like, you could go into some of those fights and know that, like, I mean, they could, like, that Zamasu stage with a 0 attack cooldown, like, he could just pepper you with supers every turn, right? You know, and Omega could do the same thing, but you just hop back in. Oh, he killed us? Well, we hop back in. Oh, he killed us again? Oh, well, we hop right back in. But with the Red Zone stage, you can't do that, so something to keep in mind. There we go. Yeah, man, Future Gohan. The thing I'm really liking about Future Gohan is just generally how consistent and how solid he can be throughout pretty much all of this content. I really, really like EZA Future Gohan.